What's up, family? Round two of this joint. Instead of going on a YouTube live, we decided to try it on the StreamYard side of the game. We really saw we got that 5150 connection side of the game going on here. So we're doing the best we can to try and improve it and make this shit a little bit better of a viewing experience for y'all. You know what I'm saying? So we didn't really was able to dive into too much information before the stream cut us off. So that's one good thing. So we didn't talk to the point where we exhausted ourselves. So that's a good thing. We was talking though about that Mike Tyson Roy Jones Jr. fight and how we felt about it, right? I'm not gonna get just into that just yet. What I want to do is I'm gonna do a goddamn internet check on this joint, and I want to make sure this joint ain't freezing, ain't skipping, or nothing like that. So give me 1 second. Let us dive into this. Let me make sure this shit don't look crazy. Okay, sound good. Sound good. We here. I guess
this took you long, man. Yo, this man like old ass man on the phone. I'm gonna check on the YouTube.
My shit was still loading.
Just bear with me.
My shit was still loading.
Motherfucker over there got that bullshit over there.
No, I got that.
Yeah, that bullshit over there.
Niggas mad. Hey, yo, salute to the
people.
You
see how fast I pulled that up? I didn't say nothing to you.
Salute to the people. Salute to everybody. You know what I'm saying? Go ahead, throw a like. If you ain't throwing a like, if you got anything y'all want to talk about, any topics, throw it in the motherfucking chat. We don't got nothing specific that we talking about. We already talked about our days. Young Zen said he had a 5. I said I had a 3.5. Zen said maybe it should be a 3.7. Either way, we in that high 3 range. So at the end of the day, we both had some solid days. So salute to that. But we're gonna talk about this Roy Jones Jr. Mike Tyson. We're gonna finish up on that. It's Snipers is in the building. He's back. Salute to you, man. Salute to the guy. You know what I'm saying? We out here. What are you saying this shit? There we go. Time to relax and watch a lot. There we go. Yeah, relax. You know what I'm saying? Whatever y'all do to relax after a long day of work. You know what I'm saying? Do it. And if you got any topics that you want to throw in, throw that joint in. So Mike Tyson versus Roy Jones, motherfucking Jr. He said he doesn't like the fact that no one could literally get hurt. That's kind of his shit against it, right?
No.
Or that's what you said to the extent.
No, that's not what I said. What I say about that? I didn't say
you said it won't
be
as exciting because they can't actually get hurt.
I didn't say that.
I'm telling you said that.
Nah.
All right, what'd you say?
You can run that back, Turbo. I didn't say that.
You gonna watch it back? You can be like, damn, I said that.
No, I did not say
All right, what'd you say?
I just said it was gonna be a boring fight. I said it's gonna be they're gonna just be tired out there.
But you said it was gonna be a boring fight because they can't really hurt each other, or they're not really going to be trying to hurt each other.
No, I just say they're gonna gas out, bro. They're gonna try to hurt each other and they're gonna just gas out.
No, I'm telling you, you say, all right, well, I'm just gonna leave it alone. He's gonna see that back. You know what I'm saying? He's gonna be like, damn, that motherfucker was right. But
go ahead.
But my beef with it is kind of similar to his. It's just the fact that it's 8 rounds. I think it should only be 4 to 5, in my opinion. 8 rounds. Like I think Roy Jones could do 8 rounds still. I think he'll be able to do 8 rounds.
He can do 12, man.
I don't think Tyson could do 8 rounds right now. But
Roy Jones
that might be
12.
disrespectful. He's gonna say, man, I just because I ain't fighting so long. You don't think I do? I don't know, man. It's just you older, doing a whole 8 rounds. Now, see if they're not really exerting themselves like that. And you know what I'm saying? Throwing.
When you 53 years old, you think you can do 8 rounds?
Well, Mike Tyson looked like he on that testosterone. If I was on some heavy testosterone, probably shoot me up. I'm not saying anything. It's allegedly. I'm not saying anything.
Can you go 8 rounds right now? It's hard for you to tell because you don't know what will happen. Right. You healthy at 853 like Mike Tyson.
If I was at 53 and I was Mike Tyson, but Mike Tyson wasn't always in that shape. He had to get into that shape. You know what I'm saying?
You just not answering my question. He trying to suave mente, trying to throw ice in. And
if I was 53
and you was healthy, could you go 8
rounds and I ain't trained for it in a while? Hell no.
They give you time to though. Like they do giving them.
How much time do I have?
I don't know. Whatever time they're giving them now.
It depends. I don't know when they actually found out about the fight, and I don't know when he started training. But
he's been saying he's coming back, so he's been training since then. So it's been about what 2 months since he said he's gonna come back.
I'm thinking you need at least a year. 2 months to do 8 rounds.
Might give you 9 rounds. They might do 9 months. 9 months.
Well, they fighting in August.
You do know.
What you mean? I do know what?
The date they fighting. You said you didn't know.
I said that?
You just said that. You said, I don't know when they're fighting. I was like, oh, okay, well.
No, I didn't know how long, like when they actually found out about the fight. So I'm like, they could have known about this shit like a year ago and it was in works the whole time. You see what I'm saying? So I'm like, I don't know that. But yeah, they fight. I believe it's August 30th is when they're supposed to be fighting.
Yes. or no?
No, I wouldn't be able to go 8 rounds off of 2 to 3 months training at 53 years old.
He's lying. He's capping to y'all folk right now.
No, I'm being honest. I'm like at 53 years old. It depends on like if Roy Jones or whoever I'm fighting against is coming at me and they're throwing body shots powerfully. At 53 years old, I'm not going 8 rounds without training. Hell no.
Look, this guy right here is trying to over here tell y'all he not going
at 53, and I don't have no testosterone. I'm just natural. I'm all natural.
Y'all don't understand. This man right here.
He don't understand.
This man right here. You tell that man right
years
now.
Old, I'm not going
you
8
tell that
rounds
man at
right
53.
off top.
You tell that man at 53.
I can go 8 rounds with no one trying to punch me.
Hey, look, bro. $1 million. You got an 8-round exhibition.
I didn't say I won't do it. I'm not saying that I don't make it. So what's the question? Are you asking me will I actually want to take the fight?
It was gonna make it.
But what are you asking me? Will I take the fight? Or
are you asking me, can you if you had to go 8 rounds and you like you know what I'm saying? He didn't hit you hard enough for you to really go down, and it's more so y'all just skilling y'all skill, you know, who got more skill.
If we just moving around and we know we're lightly punching, like if it's like a medium light spar at 53 years old going 8 rounds, then I think I probably could if I had about 2 to 3 months of training. But there's different levels of sparring. I'm like, if they're still
going in there trying to kill each other, bro. There's
but
no
you don't
title.
have to. But there. That's like if you're going 60-70%, you're not trying to kill the other person, but that shit gonna hurt when you feel it. And I'm like, at 53 years old, I'm pretty sure like a body shot, especially if you ain't took it in a while, it's gonna be easy to. So that's all I'm saying. I'm saying more so if you offering the money to go 8 rounds, I'm going to take it to do it. But what I'm saying is, will I be capable enough to last through those 8 rounds at 53 years old? Probably not. Not with 2 to 3 months of training.
I don't know, man. I just feel like
what did Sniper say?
Cutting yourself. If you keep your body in shape, bro.
Oh, they fighting on September 12th. Yeah, show that one. I didn't see that. My bad. I said August 30th. September 12th.
All I'm saying, then, if you keep your body in shape, like you just keep it in shape, you keep it high more, keep it oiled up. So you 53. I feel like you can do it, man. That's all I'm saying.
Mike didn't do that though. Mike got sloppy for a minute. He got real sloppy on crazy shit.
That's fine. But you not Mike. I'm just saying. I feel like you could do it, man.
Not 8 rounds, 53 years old, 2 to 3 months. And I got someone like Roy Jones across from me, and he's throwing like 60%. 53, man.
Isn't Roy Jones like 49 or something, though?
I think he's 50.
Nah, he's still in his 40s, man. I think he's gonna turn 50 soon.
Because Mike Tyson 52?
Like 53, 54?
Yeah, 52, 53.
Know, man. We got phones, man.
Yeah, I think Roy's 51 and Mike Tyson's 53, 54. Or Roy's 50 and Mike Tyson's 52. Something along those lines. You know what I'm saying? Not 100% sure on that, but ultimately, I feel like the
Roy Jones is 51.
51, and then that means Mike Tyson 53, 54 or something like that. Because I think
that nigga old as fuck.
54?
Oh, yeah. Mike Tyson 54, yeah.
So come on, man. And I'm like, how do you get in shape so fast?
Hey, at 54 years old, I think you could do it, bro.
Hell no. I'm going to have to be on some testosterone, man.
Stop. You can do it. You don't even know your opponent.
Give me what
you don't even know your opponent though. I didn't give you an opponent name. You just saying you can't do it.
Give me what Big Baby had, the GW, man. That song right there for my stamina. Hell yeah, I do it in a heartbeat. Let's go.
Yeah, Big Baby need that.
That out. Throw that double jab out there.
Without that, quick. Big Baby weak, huh?
He got a lot of weight on him. So it's hard for me to say otherwise. Nah, I'm just playing. Big Baby is the man. By the way, I don't know if we talked about it, but his name has been cleared. The second drug test that he got popped for and he had to pull out for his last fight, it only showed as like very small amount, like 0.7, 0.6 type shit. Same shit that they got John Jones on, but they ended up letting him go. So he's free. He's exonerated. Now I'm playing. People still hate him for that shit. They still think like it's on some bullshit. Either way it goes, if y'all gonna let John Jones come back into the game, how can she let Big Baby come back into the game? Doesn't make sense. We gotta stay consistent, even though it's 2 different sports. But at this point, you know what I'm saying, we're kind of talking in the same realm. That's my opinion. Is my opinion not justified? That sounds like I'm kind of being like favoritism right there. Big Baby deserves another chance. No, y'all stop crucifying that man. It ain't right.
Unless if he got exonerated, then yeah, let him come back. But if not, then Nah, he on that bullshit, man. Just cause how much shit he talk, man. If he ain't talking no shit, then I'll be like, okay.
Absolutely.
Since he talks so much shit, it's just like, come on.
But they all on something though.
But you can't talk shit and not
and
be
then get
slick.
caught on the
yeah,
shit. Yeah,
my nigga. That's
at
like
least
being
be smart with
that's
your
like being
cycling.
talking like you a pimp. Got your, I got all these bitches and all your bitches out of check. All your bitches out here, you know what I'm saying, get checked or something, whatever.
Or they ran by somebody else.
Yeah, you know what I'm saying. Like
that ain't your bitch,
like,
nigga.
Yeah, that's a real question. What do y'all think this rap game present? What do y'all think of the rap game present time?
Damn, that's a crazy question. Cause I'm gonna be 100 with you. I don't listen to a lot of current rappers. You feel me? Or if I do, it's a nigga who ain't really like on the scene like that. I'll let you answer that first, man. You a little bit more into the rap game.
Nah, you answer first.
The way I feel about it, man, I actually don't got no beef with it. I feel like it's turned into it's been advanced. I would say supremely. That's a good word for it. I like that. It's been advanced supremely strictly because of technology, and it all comes down to kind of the money you have or what you can invest in. Your actual studio and who's mixing and engineering. Anybody can, do the shit nowadays. You know what I'm saying? Anybody can do it. Anybody can sound good. So that's kind of like the negative about it nowadays, in my opinion. But I feel like the motherfuckers who really is able to put their own sound to it and put some shit together, I enjoy it. You know what I'm saying? Like, I don't enjoy everything. Like, some of the shit I'd be like, man, that's bullshit. But some of the shit I enjoy, man. I'm like, the shit, you know what I'm saying? It's catchy. You know what I'm saying? Got a good melody to it. You know what I'm saying? It's a type of shit like music. When it comes to the rap game now, it's all about feel good type shit, or in a sense, how you feel. It's not really about like what you listening to. You know what I'm saying? Like, as in like the words. It's more so like something you can vibe to. And I'm not mad at it, because most motherfuckers, man, they got long ass days and listen to some shit that you can vibe to, just feel good, man. Nothing wrong with it. So surprisingly, I probably give you an answer you thought I wouldn't say. You probably like, man, fuck the rap, any shit. Nah, man, actually, I appreciate it nowadays. I think.
I just think. See, why you think shit. I think you think a low of what you thought was gonna say? I know. See, look, you think because I know how you might answer. That's what you're going to answer. I know you got a different perspective. You going on UK sites just so you can see a whole nother side of the world's perspective. Absolutely. Nobody's doing that. I don't know nobody telling me about some shit going on in the UK.
And a lot of that shit will make you mad too when you see how them niggas see the shit that we going through.
It wouldn't make me mad none.
Well, most it'll make you mad because you really think a lot of people will agree with your opinion on a lot of shit that's happening now, and you find out motherfuckers from a whole different side. They're like, man, they think we just on some bullshit. But anyways, go ahead.
But the rap game, I think it's just a popularity contest for the most part now, kind of these days. Like, there's certain rappers, man. I'm not trying to drop names because I'm not trying to disrespect y'all hustle, but I'm just like, it's just that they're popular. You know what I'm saying? Like, popular, they're entertaining. Maybe they have a nice smile to people. You know what I'm saying? They have, there's some people that have some charisma to them that people, like, I like that guy. I like what he does. I like how he shows, it's like you said, you was watching Logan Paul. You don't know why he was watching. You don't leave as soon as I.
No, I'm listening. Go ahead. I got to mention this one.
Oh, but you know what I'm saying? How you say you was watching Logan Paul. It's just like, you know what I'm saying? It's entertaining. You know what I'm saying? So some people can be entertaining and their music might not be the greatest, but maybe it's mixed great enough to where it's like, I like them enough to where I'll listen to that. You know what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying? Like you saying, even if it's not the most lyrical or whatever, but it's mixed good. He got enough following, whatever. But I'm like you said, I appreciate it just because there are some people out there that's creative, like a PNB Rock. Like,
no,
if you listen to some of his tapes, you just like, man, like, what made you, like, how did you come up with something like that? Like, even I heard Gunna's last tape. I'm like, man, like, how did you what made you think of that sound? Because it's like, if you heard the tape, it's like they got that sound to it, Like when you hear a song to the next song, to the next song, to the next song, it's just like, it just got a whole vibe with it, So it's just like, I respect that aspect with artists, certain artists where it's just like, okay, that's dope that you could produce something like that. But like you said, there's other artists where it's just like, damn, bro, like, what the fuck is this? What am I listening to? What is this?
But I feel like that's the one that's being, but like, I was never like, even back in the day, or at least like, you know what I'm saying, when I was growing up, I was never a fan of the mainstream, the one that was, you know what I'm saying, industry created, the one that was backed by commercial, the one that was put all the money into, you know what I'm saying? But there's a lot of, especially nowadays, there's a lot of artists that come from kind of like back what we would say before the independent circuit, and they end up popping. Like there's a lot more opportunity for that, and you hear that a lot more. You know what I'm saying? So I'm kind of going, because you can create your own lane now. You know what I'm saying? As long as you, put the right amount of money into it, anybody can, you know what I'm saying, benefit from music to some type of extent. So I'm kind of looking at more so like I never been a fan of the popcorn, the motherfuckers, the bubble gum rap, whatever the fuck you want to call that shit. That's industry created and is made literally for the masses to follow. You know what I'm saying? But the ones that get through the cracks, you know what I'm saying, the ones around it, like I'm like respect, like that shit dope. You know what I'm saying? These niggas is solid for the most part. Like a lot of the shit I be hearing, I'm like, I may not personally like it, but it's like I can understand why this shit is dope, or to some people. You know what I'm saying? Mm-hmm. And I appreciate that because so many more people can do it. You having so many more different sounds. You know what I'm saying? It's not really, because I remember at one point, especially when autotune started getting big, it was kind of everybody had the same sound. Like that nigga DJ Mustard was on every beat. You know what I'm saying? But it's kind of like now it's kind of gotten away from that, which is dope.
No, that's for sure true. Because I'm like, I just remember during that time, Mustard was the shit, because I feel like that was more of the vibe, more of the turn up, joints and the club bangers. And it's just like how, like you said, it kind of evolved and it switched up to a whole different sound. And you gotta give credit to Atlanta for that, because I'm like Migos and Future and Thug, all those dudes over there, they kind of had a whole type of new sound wave with it. So it's just like, I don't know, music. Like you said, it's dope just because there's so many more dudes, and there's more dudes out there that are dope that aren't booming, and they're not, like you said, having an agenda they have to follow, or having to make a song for an agenda. You can hear their project, be like, oh, like a Derez, like
he finally got on the radio.
Who?
Derez.
Yeah, but I'm saying though,
but it was because of that feature.
You get what I'm saying? But if you even still think about it, he's still not known. If I go up and tell somebody right now, hey, you heard that Pain 2 about the Raz, then I'm like, huh?
Well, I'm like, even you, as popular as you think, even YF and Lucci, and like he changed his whole game up just so he can be that nigga.
Bro, you hear his news tape?
I don't want to.
It's way different, bro. He's not even close to the old Lucci, fool. I'm like, man, what happened to this Lucci?
That's why I love Johnny so much, though. That nigga is the same.
Hey, I don't care. Nobody tell me Hood Drake is.
That's one of the craziest tapes ever.
Hey, I'm promoting that, Johnny. Shout out to Johnny. That's one of the craziest tapes.
Because I'm like, you can play that shit when you feel like you that nigga, and you can play that shit when bitches around. It's crazy.
You can play that shit whatever mood you in, goddammit. That shit is a great tape. Hood Drake. And it's great because it's a appropriate title or album title, because he looked low key was on some hood, like, you feel me? If Drake was really hood and really from the trap, that's what that nigga would sound like. Cause I'm like, bro, I remember you can't go none of his old shit and find a song something similar to that. That was kind of like originally his. Like I remember he did like a trust issues type shit, but like that type of shit, I'm like, bro, that shit was crazy, man.
I ain't heard of King Von. I'm gonna have to check that out.
I'm not hating on him. I'm like,
he a rap, like he rap.
He cool. He kind of like that. He got that Chicago sound to him. Like, I don't know, he cool.
But I'm like, you can't really say that because Chicago got a different sound. Because a nigga will be like, oh, Lil Durk.
Nah, Durk. He kind of like
niggas be forgetting how trash Lil Durk used to be. I was the only nigga who supported Lil Durk when that nigga was trash, and you know that.
You and I remember Charles, he was on that nigga too. I was like, y'all nigga, you a damn love that.
But that was before. I was before that, and I supported Lil Durk way back, like when that nigga was making trash shit. But I was just like, man, something about this nigga sound. He finally found a flow. Salute, Lil Durk.
Yeah, that nigga hard now.
Finally found a flow, but you want to know why? Because they mix different now. The mastering is different. And he found a flow though. Salute to you, Lil Durk. Goddammit.
That's really what it is.
That nigga never had a flow.
Like his flow is unique, because I'm like, how he get on tracks? I'm like, damn, that's
how he's always been though. He had a weird like flow, but he could never put it together. And part of it was his mixing though too. I'm like, when he would do different verses, like it wouldn't be blended the way it's supposed to be. Like they blend it crazy now, but his flow is better too on everything. But yeah, I ain't never heard of King Von, so my bad. You know what I'm saying? Salute to him though. What's this sniper saying right here? We're gonna put them. Oh well. Okay, I seen that already. Or is that something different right there?
Yeah, click it.
Oh, it's sniper said he don't fuck with Little Dirk. I like Little Dirk.
It's crazy though. A lot of people kind of tell me that though. They're like, I don't really fuck with him, man. His voice. That's what people say to me. Don't fuck with him.
That's always been his problem though. That's always been a lot of people.
But I feel like that's been Kendrick problem. A lot of people tell me I don't fuck with that nigga. They like, I don't fuck with his voice. I don't fuck with that nigga. I'm like, damn.
See, to me, I was never a big fan on Kendrick just because I feel like he was always overly boosted because niggas be like, man, his bars is crazy. And I always just thought like the nigga just rap fast. His bars ain't crazy. You know what I'm saying? My beef always with J. Cole was, which he don't do, like J. Cole probably, in my opinion, like from where we were, like I don't think anyone better than J. Cole. I think J. Cole the best. And that's only because I remember when niggas used to say he was so ill. My biggest problem with J. Cole is his verses would be never nothing about the hook. Hook would be something totally crazy. Hook would be like, yo, I'm fucking with a bitch and a bitch in the crib. Or it'd be like, no. The hook, he would always be trying to be on some uplifting shit. So the hook would be like, yo, I'm trying to be a better person. Woo woo wah. But then in the actual verse, this nigga's like talking about being with a bitch. I mean, that never matched up, but he don't do that shit no more.
I ain't gonna lie, the last two tracks he dropped, niggas was hot. I was
crazy.
Like, yo,
J. Cole was crazy.
J. Cole,
no one's better than that nigga. If he really, I'm like, Kendrick don't touch J. Cole, my nigga. Don't touch him. No. I've always thought Kendrick was over.
J. Cole always been hard. I always fuck with J. Cole. My only thing with J. Cole, only thing I have beef with J. Cole is J. Cole's followers. Cause I'm like, people act like everything he drop is just OD. I'm like, look, I fucked with KOD, but everybody act like that.
But that's recently. I feel like J. Cole ain't been hard. I feel like recently J. Cole been hard. Like the last 2-3 years he been hard. But I feel like anything else before that, that's how I felt. He was overrated, just like Kendrick. I feel like all them niggas was overrated except all them top niggas they talk about. I feel like all of them was overrated except Future at the time and that nigga Drake and Meek Mill. I feel like all them deserve to be there.
Hey, I don't care. Nobody say he know. I've been a Meek fan for over a decade. Over when he had the Dookie dread braids, the cornrow. I was a fan of him. When he Dreams and Nightmares, I've been a fan since then.
He right. I can confirm that.
And even when he was getting flamed, everybody, when he went against Drake, everybody say he was weak. He came out with Dream Chasers 3. I never forget, I was bumping that whole tape. I played Liddy. I never forget it. My boy Flu was going crazy. And he like, this shit hard, boy. I was like, damn, everybody was saying Meek was trash. Saying he was garbage.
It's funny though, and then I remember I started listening to Meek heavy after that because I remember when I was on the 1-800 junk job, I used to listen to a lot of Meek during that time. I was like, man, I really fuck with Meek. That's
bro.
When Lil Snoop was around. You
I was telling you, Lil Snoop was cold.
But it's not said Shook One is the best beat ever made. What's the best beat y'all ever heard? It's crazy. You sound like my bro when it comes to Shook Ones. My bro was a big Mobb Deep fan. My bro loved my
best beat though.
It's hard for me to pick a best beat. I could tell you some.
One of the top beats I'm gonna tell y'all right now. This is a sleeper, and you gotta be a real fan to know about it. Lil Drummer by Lupe is one of the coldest beats I've ever heard.
Oh, Lil Drummer Boy. Yeah.
Oh, you can't tell. I ain't never heard of a beat like that to this day.
Yeah.
Come on, bro. Think about if you could just get that sample of that beat there and what you could do to that, bro. Because the whole melody to it is like how to change up, and the whole shit is crazy.
I'm gonna tell you some crazy shit. A lot of y'all probably not even gonna fuck with this, but one of the most smoothest beats in the world, and it's hard for me to take the beat away from the actual song. So in a way, it's kind of like I'm kind of cheating the question, but it's Soul Sister by Bilal. That's one of the craziest. That's one of the crazy, like the beat and the way the song is with how that nigga sing. That's one of the craziest joints, in my opinion. If you haven't heard that, I don't know if you smoke or not. If you smoke, man, go grab some, smoke some. If you got a lady, go grab her. Play that shit. I promise you, man, you in them things that night. But Soul Sister by Bilal, that shit crazy. Everything. So that'll probably be. I'll probably think of some other shit, but that was the first thing that came into my head. Like that's what was going. So.
I mean, 90% rap.
Yeah, he said he mostly listened to 90s rap. So he got that. Rap. He got that old head mindset when it comes to the music. I respect that. I used to have that kind of. Now, like, man, I enjoy the music now, man. I really do, man. Like that shit is hard. Like, I like where it's went. I like where it's kind of went. Like I can find like the niggas who got the lyrics, they got the lyrics, but they still find a way to incorporate
the melodies in
the mood.
But how long?
But not even the melody, but the mood, like the vibe. Like you can just straight spit, but still have the vibe.
But how long have I called Lil Baby?
Oh no, for yeah.
How
you showed me his first tape.
I
no one listened to that nigga.
I was telling people he was hard because I just knew what Lil Baby was missing was just the sound, and he found it with My Turn. Because I'm like, even street gospel was hard. I was like, what?
And that's the biggest. That's the biggest part. Because I'm like, if I would have counted any of that, I'd be like, mine would be Derez. Like I put you on Derez,
but I put you on Jacquees.
It's a yeah.
And that's where you found Derez.
Yeah, because of that song.
Where like, Jacquees, you was like, that nigga hard.
Like, he killed this whole joint. Like this nigga only had like 5 minutes. Boy, like not 5 minutes.
No, he had like 30 seconds. Yeah.
Like, that nigga Birdman's verse was longer than him.
And then Pull Up came out, and then he was on that. He was like, bro, this nigga killed it again.
That was the one with Rollo, right?
Yeah. Came up and I did it, and the back and don't fit it. I don't know if
Rollo, free Rollo's supposed to be coming out, so shout out to Rollo, man.
Hard.
Rollo finally coming out, man. So salute to that.
He should be. He been out in jail for like 3 years.
But he said his case is getting dropped. He said like what he said. He said he been fighting the case. He said, you know what I'm saying, I didn't think I was gonna get out. I think he was gonna be in forever. But the lawyer, you know what I'm saying, I kept praying to God, and the lawyer just said just fight the shit, and looks like my charge is gonna be dropped. Woo. So. Hey man, I'm trying to see a Rollo, Derez, Deshaun, Jacquees collab, man.
That'll be Birdman, Rich Gang. That's
Crazy.
Gonna be hard.
Rich Gang dead right now, right? Technically,
kinda, yeah. But you know, Birdman can resurrect anything.
I'm just trying to see another one of them joints.
Rest in peace to Young Greatness, though, man. He was hard.
Damn, I'm mad you said that, bro. I forgot.
Young Greatness was so cold. Y'all don't even know, y'all. Rest in peace.
Young Greatness was crazy, man. We going into, man, y'all here in Artist Pie. Y'all never even heard of, man. If y'all ain't heard them, go check that out. Young Greatness. Go check out Rollo. Go check out Derez Deshaun if y'all ain't heard them.
Hey, you know what I realized what Jacquees' problem is?
Jacquees too. Like nigga, Jacquees kind of out there like that.
But you know what his problem is? Even I think his last album was pretty good, The King of R&B. His problem is it's his beat selection, bro. Like Lost at Sea is his best project strictly off the beats he picked.
But you want to know why he didn't pick him? Birdman did, because remember he was trying to make him lowball like on this Young Thug shit,
bro. But if he'd have kept that beat, that was his best. But
what's unfortunate is that his best work was with Birdman, and it was somewhat tainted because Birdman wanted to hop on that shit so much. Like them tapes would have been a lot bigger. But at the same time, though.
He didn't even kill him.
Let me be 100. Let me be 100 though. This is what I always said about Jacquees. And I remember I told you this, but he was like, "Did you listen to his new album?" And I was like, "Yeah, I listened to it." But it's like his mixtapes are better than his albums, only because I feel like when they go into album mode, he's not picking the beats no more. Cause I'm like Bounce. That was his first tape, like the Orange joint.
Oh, that was Mood.
Crazy.
That shit was hard.
And I know he picked those. And then the best thing he's ever dropped, in my opinion,
that got it. That shit was hard.
But the one I know that nothing he made, I mean, nothing else, in my opinion, that touched is Since You Playing. That's the craziest mixtape.
I remember I showed you that. I was like, bro, this shit hard. You was like, hey, bro, this shit is
craziest. That's the craziest tape. And I know he picked a lot of those beats. So it's like,
because Nash B, if he get back with Nash B, it's gonna be crazy.
Even that joint, I'm like, Handcuffs. That's that joint crazy. That beat with Handcuffs, that's crazy.
Shoot, his tape with Dej Loaf was hard. I don't. You might not fuck with it.
Well, I see. I don't have no disrespect to her Dej Loaf. You know what I'm saying?
She weak, bro. You heard her last.
You can't say that because I'm like, I be saying that A Boogie man took her flow, so she had to change her shit. A Boogie took her whole entire swag, nigga.
I don't know what to tell them.
A Boogie took her whole swag.
You gotta get the baby that, man. The baby came and got his own shit.
But he got what got the baby big is what he did on YouTube with his how much money he was putting into his music videos.
Amen.
Because every time I listen to some of his songs that got big and they on the radio, I'm like, man, this nigga not even on the beat. I'm like, this shit is not that good. But I'm like, his visuals with it, as soon as it comes on, like even that bop shit, you think of his visuals. I'm like, man, that shit is bop is trash, man. Really listen to that shit. Like listen to that shit from like a mixing standpoint. That shit is trash. Mad simple.
I mean, his whole shit not too hard.
No. Some of the shit he does is very clever. Bop, that's one of the most simplest shit. I could tell he was like, man, I know if I do it this way, it's gonna pop. That's one of the most simple because that
the Jabberwocky made him pop, nigga. Don't have the Jabberwocky on there, nigga. It's not popping like that. Them niggas came in and started fucking that shit up.
I don't know about
nigga.
that.
All right.
That song would have popped either way.
Well, not as big as it did. Niggas was booming on the Jabberwocky after that.
So it's snipers, man. He wants to go back over to the boxing side of the game. Do y'all think Tank and Garcia or Haney and Garcia will happen in 2020? Neither of that is going to happen, especially if you're talking about Ryan Garcia. Ryan Garcia and Devin Haney is not going to fight anytime soon. Devin Haney versus Tank Davis isn't going to happen anytime soon. I don't know if you've seen it, but it's supposed to be a tournament. They haven't found out Devin Haney's opponent yet, but it's supposed to be Loma versus Teofimo Lopez, Luke Campbell versus Ryan Garcia, Devin Haney's opponent to be determined, and then I think it's Fortuna versus Linares. So if that actually goes through, there's a possibility we might see Devin Haney versus Ryan Garcia, but Ryan Garcia versus Luke Camp, that's going to be a hard fight for Ryan Garcia right there if that really happens. I don't see that happening, though. I don't understand the risk and reward of that. So I don't even know if that's true. But it was put out there that it was confirmed, so we're going to see. When it comes to boxing, man, no, it's not that I'm tired of it. It's just right now, it's just like when it comes to really any sport, like I'm gonna talk about it to an extent, but it's not the same with the whole no crowd thing being there. It's just, I don't know, man. It's just a different vibe to it. Like I feel like it really in my head when I watch it, it really like it's like there's a big ass disclaimer on the top of the shit where it says this shit is strictly to distract your ass. I'm like, oh man, because the distraction ain't working that well. Because I'm like, this shit boring in a motherfucker. And that's just me. Some people, like, you see a lot of reports out there saying the best fights have happened in 2020. When it comes
I say this, the basketball isn't that boring to me, just because even with the fans this year, like they really didn't make a difference. But
let's be real. What have you watched when it comes to basketball? The highlights or full game?
Oh, I haven't been able to watch a full game. I haven't.
But that's what I'm saying. I've only watched the highlights, and I'm the same way. I'm like, it's good to see it back, but I'm like, I know damn well I ain't watching no full game of this shit because it looks like a glorified scrimmage.
I'm gonna watch it, bro.
It looks like an open run.
If I could watch a UFC card, I can watch that.
Well, I'm gonna watch it, but I'm not gonna watch it in the same capacity as if like the fan. Like I know the difference. Like I know this.
Yeah, of course.
I'm like niggas wasn't playing defense before. What gives niggas the incentive to play defense now?
Unless only way I can see niggas playing defense and they say like, man, if y'all play harder, or whoever wins gets an extra bonus or something like that.
Niggas don't give a fuck. They already rich.
You said only some of them though.
I'm like, tell the motherfucker at the end of the bench getting 5 minutes who's on like that 1 year contract. But I'm like, majority of them motherfuckers already rich. Like the people who's in the rotation in the playing time, except maybe 1 or 2, them niggas is good. They ain't giving a fuck about no money, especially no extra little bonus. I don't give a fuck about this shit. Nigga, we out here making money, goddammit.
I don't think I'm nuts, but I'm with all my heart. Think Leo Santa Cruz will beat Tank Davis. I can just feel it. I never felt this way about a fight prediction. Nah, Tank Davis is not losing. Only person that's gonna beat Tank Davis is Loma, in my opinion. That's just my opinion.
Loma not gonna be able to beat him, man.
Who, Tank?
If Tank come prepared, see, that's the only thing that's gonna beat Tank is himself.
He hasn't been around Adrian, so I'm like, I'm not trying to.
Hold on, don't ever disrespect AB like that, because Tank's problems never had anything to do with AB.
Hey, man.
Tank is his own motherfucking man. Don't put that on AB. By the way, AB's moving back down in weight. Finally, he's going to 140, where he motherfucking belongs. But we'll see if he'll be able to weight that weight. But
AB is not fighting anymore. That man is retired.
But I don't know, man. Leo Santa Cruz being...
I can promise y'all Tank will lose. Ooh, what's going on, Flu? I'm going to let Flu go on that. Go ahead.
Look, the only way Tank is losing is if we don't get the best Tank. If Tank motherfucking needs 2 chances to make his weight, bullshitting, ain't on his shit, then Tank losing. But if not, there's no way Tank is going to lose Leo. The only reason I can somewhat see it is because of how he performed against Gamboa. You see, he was given trouble by Gamboa. You know what I'm saying? Hey, somebody who was able to take his
don't disrespect Gamboa. He was up there being praised as a young man. He was an Olympian.
Never that. I'll never
I'm just saying, don't act like that old man can't give these young other bucks work neither.
You talking about Gamboa?
Yeah.
No, what I said, I was like, the reason why you may think Leo was gonna be.
Oh, I thought you was trying to say that trouble. Like that I thought you was trying to like discredit Gamboa or something.
Why would I do that if I didn't do it during the fight? I'm saying the reason people might think so is because he didn't take a dude who had an Achilles tear in the second round. He couldn't do nothing with it, right? But Leo Santa Cruz, man, in my opinion, he's there to be hit. You know what I'm saying? His style is a lot different than Gamboa's. Gamboa is a lot more swaggy with the way he moves, the way he uses feints, the way, you know what I'm saying, he uses slips. Leo Santa Cruz, he'll stand in front of you and he'll bang. And that's something you don't want to do with someone like Gervonta if he brings his A game. But I can understand where you coming from, his snipers. Because Leo Santa Cruz, his work rate and the way he fights, as in, you know what I'm saying, he's willing to really get up in there and he can take punishment and give it back. You know what I'm saying? Tenfold. That's going to be a hard stylistic matchup for Davis, but I think Davis' power is going to outlast that. It's not I can promise we will get a never seen before Tank and Leo will win a split decision. No KO. That's crazy, but split decision, I can promise y'all. Okay, I can see that happening. I can for sure see that happening. If it comes to we end up getting a never
Tank
seen
Davis
before Tank, I can see that happening.
Is knocking that boy out.
But I think Tank is on a trajectory where if he gets his shit together, he should be all right. If he follows in the footsteps of young AB, then yes, something crazy like that can't happen. But I see Tank bullying someone like Leo Santa Cruz, man.
I just say this: love or hate Tank, be a fan of him or not. He's been focused in these fights.
And that nigga's cold, man. That's one thing I will never take away.
He's
that
cold.
Tank is so
he's
talented.
gifted. His reflexes, how he just counters shit, how he moves, everything. He's just
and on top of that, he has KO power with it.
But he also has championship guys. Like people act like having somebody like Floyd.
No, he don't have the Floyd. He don't fuck with Floyd like that.
You don't gotta fuck with him for him to give you advice.
You don't fuck with Floyd.
If somebody give you advice that you don't fuck with, you can still hear some shit.
I'm like, I don't like always throwing shit to Floyd like that.
I'm not trying to throw it to Floyd.
That made no like Tank was who he was before Floyd even came into the picture. I'm like that motherfucker Tank is a talented. Tank drew Floyd to him. You feel me? Floyd didn't say, "Hey, Tank, come in." No, Floyd saw how talented Tank was and went to him. So I'm saying that man, no, that's the reason why you see sometimes. That's why sometimes you see Tank kind of like slacker a little bit, couple weight cuts, came in overweight, because he knows how talented he is. He got a lot of shit that most fighters wish they had, because most fighters work probably twice as hard as him or feel like they work harder than him, and they just don't have the talent that he has. You can never get, you know what I'm saying, that shit that God blesses you with. And that's something you can't deny, you know what I'm saying? Unfortunately. When you come to anything, when it comes to any type of sport. It's Sniper said, I love Tank. Don't get it twisted, but Leo Santa Cruz is determined. I see he's been winning this fight. He will not waste the opportunity. I don't think he'll waste the opportunity either. I think it's going to be a competitive fight. But I think at the end of the day, the more talented fighter is going to win. And that's Davis, in my opinion. You know what I'm saying? A lot of people might want to try and say, well, look at Leo Santa Cruz's last fight. It was supposed to be a great fight, and he looked terrible. You know what I'm saying? Well, a lot of times, you know what I'm saying, the matchups make fights, obviously, but also you kind of fight to the level of your opponent. Maybe he didn't get up early enough for that type of fight because he wasn't motivated by it, but I think we would see the best Leo Santa Cruz against Davis if that fight ends up being made, but it's hard for me to see Davis losing that. And it's like, you know what I'm saying, if Ryan Garcia versus Luke Campbell is really happening, you know what I'm saying, is that too soon for Ryan Garcia? Because Luke Campbell is a dog, you know what I'm saying?
He gave Lomachenko fits.
Absolutely. Long, rangy puncher, uses angles to an extent. You know what I'm saying? Ryan Garcia would have a very large speed advantage on Luke Campbell. But would he be able to get in range to land those shots or be able to set him up the way he sets up other fighters? Because, you know what I'm saying, distance comes into play. But y'all know how it go, man. It's boxing in this joint. One punch make a difference. That's what they say.
It's facts, though, man. We seen with DC, man.
That nigga DC got that crazy body. Blah.
Hey, man. That trilogy's fight's coming up. You didn't mention that, man.
That is true.
Dang, that's disrespectful, man. You didn't even shout out that fight, man.
That's because I'm not looking forward to it like that, man. I feel like DC, man, need to chill out. You know what I'm saying? I don't really think he should be.
He said he's going to retire 2 years ago. Remember?
That's why I'm like, I don't think he should be fighting no more like that. I feel like he's like I got to train harder. I was in the wrong headspace. I'm like, man, we've heard that from a lot of fighters who lose when they didn't expect it. That sounds like to me we're gonna have a repeat. What are you gonna do when he goes to the body? DC talking about in the first 3 rounds, I outstruck him. I landed every punch. I just got lazy. All right. Well, now Stipe knows you weak to the body. So what if he comes out first round going to the body? No, fuck all that shit talking about you landed all your punches because you didn't knock the nigga out again landing all those punches. So what if he goes to the body earlier? What you gonna do, DC, and what's your plan? So I'm like, I don't want to talk about that fight. It's gonna hurt me, man, because I really think it's the same thing. I think Stipe is gonna win. It's Sniper said, I don't like Garcia. I'm nobody to call him bad because he's not bad. He hasn't fought anybody good, and I think Luke Campbell is another fighter to make Eddie Hearn some money. Just my opinion. If you want to be real, you know what I'm saying? I have my feelings about Ryan Garcia, but I got to salute to him because, you know what I'm saying, he's kind of from the home turf. So yes, I'm never going to be disrespectful toward the home turf. You know what I'm saying? And I do agree he hasn't necessarily fought anybody. But if there's one thing you can't take away from Ryan Garcia is that motherfucker is fast as hell.
That got fast.
He is fast than a motherfucker.
Fast like those videos on YouTube. At first, I was like, man, this all cat. And then I started looking at him again. I'm like, nah, that motherfucker moving.
And he has power and he has great stamina. So with that, I'm like, at the end of the day, I'm like, you play Fight Night Champion. If you have speed and you have power, you usually gonna win the fight. You see what I'm saying? It's not about the run, but like think about it. Fight Night Champion. If you got speed and power, you're usually gonna win the fight. It's the same thing in a real fight. If you have speed and power, because those are things that are God gifted. You can work as much as you want, but if someone is God gifted with great speed and power,
Roy Jones,
you can run off of that.
Mike Tyson,
you can run off of that. Tell them in the mic. Tell them both them names you just said.
Roy Jones, Mike Tyson.
So, wait, say that one more time.
Roy Jones, Mike Tyson.
Okay, there we go. So I'm like, you know what I'm saying? With that being said, you can't take away anything from that young man. He is athletically gifted in the sport of boxing. And that's going to be something that Luke Campbell's going to have to deal with. The same way he had to deal with the angles from Lomachenko, the counter punching from Lomachenko, you're going to have to deal with the speed and the power from Ryan Garcia. Some could say that Luke Campbell may be past his prime. So it's a perfect time for Garcia to fight him. Same with Linares if he gets a chance at Linares. But both of those are hard fights. I'm not saying Garcia's going to win, but I'm definitely rooting for him in his corner. I think he can win those fights. Those are winnable fights because even though some might see Luke Campbell is a better boxer than Garcia, I think Garcia has all the physical abilities and tools to win that. Similar to Gervonta Davis, but I think Gervonta Davis is also a better fighter than Leo Santa Cruz.
If you want to keep it a band, Gervonta's probably the best fighter, talently
and skill wise. Yeah, out of all these niggas we talking about,
behind him though.
Devin Haney, he's not as athletically blessed though as a guy like a Garcia or Davis.
Smart though.
Absolutely, he's smart, but you know
you got to also give Shakur Stevenson his praise too. It's Shakur.
That's what I'm saying.
He's getting high praise from Andre Ward, and you know Andre Ward don't be.
Well, when I actually watched the fight, I think Shakur, when you're talking about IQ level in the boxing ring, he's a lot smarter than Devin Haney, in my opinion.
He is, but I'm like Devin Haney's
a lot more patient.
Crafty, though. I'm saying
he is crafty, but
that he does,
he's not on Stevenson's level. Not in my opinion.
Stevenson's better than him, but I'm saying.
And Stevenson, I think he fights in a weight class under. I think Stevenson's 130 right now. But he's supposed to move up.
But I'm just saying, Andre Ward. I mean, you got somebody like that, man. You know what I'm saying, in your corner, and Andre Ward. You know what I'm saying. He said great things about. He said this young man right here. You know what I'm saying has potential to be a multi. You know, what do they call it? Multiple division champion. I don't know. Yeah. Okay. Yeah. Multiple division champion. So I'm like, he's bad, man. He's a bad boy.
A lot of young guns coming.
But I'm gonna tell y'all right now, though. My favorite fighter, he's been my favorite fighter for about 8 years. That boy Bud, man, he on another level, man. I'm telling y'all right now.
Yeah, man, but Bud's getting to the point, man, where he's running out of time for anybody to give a fuck about him. That's an unfortunate thing when it comes to Bud.
And that's fine, man. The record shows, and
he's just gonna be a forgotten motherfucker. He's gonna be one of them niggas where you remember Bud Crawford, man? And niggas gonna be like, I don't know, only the boxing head's gonna know who he is. That's it. Unfortunately,
he gotta fight Spence. If he beat Spence and then he beat
or at least fight Garcia, Sean Porter if he can get the Sean Porter. But that all comes
Garcia.
But it's like all the names are over with PBC, so that's the problem. That's what people don't want to acknowledge.
Everyone thinks Crawford.
This whole coronavirus shit, I don't know what they about to do, nigga.
That's their best bet. They might as well just put the brands together and try to make as much money.
But that's splitting money though. That's splitting money. You're splitting profit. They're not gonna be good. They're not gonna go 50-50. No, my dude bigger than you. We putting more money. I want, you know what I'm saying? So there's all those like that it isn't, unfortunately. I'm like, that's just a lot of headache.
Should Bud leave ESPN?
He can't. He just resigned not too long ago. Big money too. Got big money.
You blame him?
Hell no. I had, you know what I'm saying? You can go way back. I had a stream on that where I'm like, I broke down the numbers in their weight class in the 147 division. And basically I was saying, like, yo, this all y'all niggas want to talk shit about Bud and this and that and go chase your legacy. This is the reason why he's still with Top Rank. That nigga's been getting paid over $1 million for the last like 7 years.
AB money.
More than AB. AB's money doesn't even touch what Terrence Crawford been making with ESPN. Top Rank. He's made the most money out of everybody in that 147 division, other than Manny Pacquiao.
And you know, Manny, he got that blessing.
He got Floyd money. So I'm like, go Manny, then they go Terrence Crawford. And a lot of people don't know that. But I'm like, go look how much Bob Arum was paying that man Terrence Crawford for the last 5 to 7 years. He was getting a bag.
A big ag.
And his last deal that he signed was amazing. So I'm like, I don't blame Terrence. Terrence is like, look, either I'll stay here and I'll fight the people Bob Arum wants me to fight because he's giving me money, or y'all can come over to me. Like, nigga, if we're talking about A and B side, like, you might think you're more popular, but I'm making more money, nigga. So come over here if you want to make a bag.
It's kind of like Eddie Hearn and Joshua. All the fighters, you know.
It's like Tyson Fury and Deontay Wilder.
Yeah.
Tyson Fury had to go over to Bob Arum because if he went to Bob Arum, he has Al Heyman in a position to be like, look, you don't really got no one over there. And also Wilder's going to be looking at the bag I just gave Fury. Fury ain't even been with me that long, and I just gave him this type of bag. Deontay Wilder just started getting that type of bag with Luis Ortiz. Only because the Fury fight was there. You know what I'm saying? So it's like, all this shit is a chess game. Like, that's one thing I do want to get back to doing, like talking about the numbers when it comes. But it's just because, you know what I'm saying, boxing ain't been shit, so there's no reason to. But I'm like, niggas be forgetting, like, all this shit is orchestrated. It's not just because niggas want to fight each other. That's how boxing works. It's not the UFC. You know what I'm saying? The UFC, niggas is getting paid. You know what I'm saying? That's what they getting paid. I'm not going to disrespect it, but that's what they getting paid. I'm like, you can get a real bag in boxing. And it's all determined by who you promoted by, who you going against, all that type of shit. So. Okay, give us a couple. He said, I feel like... Can't really see that. Can you see that?
I feel like AB is it says he's like the upcoming Mayweather, the best at the time, which in Ryan's case, he's an upcoming Canelo, but once he fights someone good, he's gonna get embarrassed. He's gonna just get embarrassed. I'm sorry, I didn't speak into the mic, y'all. But
say that one more time. Go ahead, read that.
I feel like AB says he's the upcoming, like, that's like, I feel like he's like AB saying he's the upcoming Mayweather, the best at the time. Like, Ryan's the upcoming Canelo, but he's gonna fight someone good and get embarrassed.
How do you feel about that?
Look at Mr. Free Throw. I feel like Ryan will not get embarrassed because Ryan is good, which we already stated. So you only get embarrassed when you're not prepared and you're not good. Those are the times you really get embarrassed. And he's not gonna just get embarrassed.
And I want to add to this as well. A lot of people forget Ryan Garcia is only like 21, 22 years old. So just like when I was just talking about the money with Terrence Crawford, you know what I'm saying, who you fight, all, you know what I'm saying? It's not as simple as like, yo, he's this good, it's time to put him to the test. Like, nah, we gonna have him fight a dude that we feel like is a safe enough option to keep this money train going. So we do see Ryan Garcia versus Luke Campbell, then there is something that we may not see, but they saw to put that shit on the line. You see what I'm saying? I'm like, this does, especially when you're talking about his potential superstar, a guy who can be potentially as big as Canelo Alvarez. You know what I'm saying? Especially he's under Oscar De La Hoya. Oscar De La Hoya is not going to put his money in any type of jeopardy.
Hell no, that man wore a dress. He put it all on the line, boy.
Yeah, for a bitch. But not for no money, nigga. No, I'm playing. Because AB Ryan, let me say he's the next man. Oh yeah, you said that right there. But supposedly AB was good, but he fought Maidana and got embarrassed. So let me talk to you about this snipers, because I still ain't made it, and I said I was gonna make a documentary on this man, but one day I
Yeah,
am.
that's a favorite fighter right there, boy. You gonna get some smoke right now. Go ahead.
Let me talk about this. So AB,
I'm gonna let him take the round playing 2K, y'all.
So for some reason, AB wasn't good. He didn't fight anyone good. Look at the people that AB fought before he fought Maidana. He fought multiple champions.
Talk about it. Talk about Malignaggi. Paulie Malignaggi.
Took their belt.
People forget about that.
Took their belt, and you have to remember, AB is not a natural 147. He was already a 2-division champion. 3-division champion, excuse me. He was already a 3-division champion. He became a 4-division champion when he beat Paulie.
So that's before Maidana.
The only other person who was able to do that was Oscar De La Hoya, who did it at an earlier age. AB 147 is the heaviest AB weighs. He went up to 147 because he wanted to be like Floyd. Even though he already did a feat that Floyd didn't do as young as he did, which was become a 4-time division. But he said, I want to be like Floyd. Floyd's my guy. That's the problem with AB, because you see he has some type of, a little mental health he had to get through, but I feel like he's good now. But he looked up to Floyd just a little bit too much where he wanted to be just like him, so he moved up to that 147 division. You know what I'm saying? And he lost to Maidana. He did. The crazy thing is, though, I really feel like if he fought him a second time and it didn't have that effect on him, he could beat him. Right? I feel like he wouldn't get hit the same way he got hit, because he was trying, if you watch that fight, he was trying to be too much like Floyd. Think about the people he lost to. He lost to Maidana, lost to Sean Porter. One of the only dudes to knock down Sean Porter cleanly. Some of y'all would say Errol Spence. If you see the way that he knocked AB knocked down Sean Porter, it was a lot more cleaner than Errol Spence. AB lost that fight
from AB was cold, boy.
AB lost that fight from Sean Porter because he didn't let his hands go. He stopped letting his hands go after the Maidana fight. That changed his whole psyche. He talked about it in the interview he had. That changed everything. Like, being disrespectful to AB crazy. He lost to Manny Pacquiao. Everyone I'm naming is potential Hall of Famers.
Facts.
But people want to discredit AB and say he's not good. It's crazy to me. And the only fights that he lost was at 147, the division that's not his natural weight class.
Facts.
But Ryan wants to be like Canelo. I think Ryan just wants to be like Canelo simply because he's a young motherfucker. They both Mexican. He's under Oscar De La Hoya. He's training under Canelo's camp. Think about that influence. Like, you a young motherfucker, of course. That's who he's idolizing.
Ryan, we just said he's only 21. So when he fought Floyd, he was only like 13.
But I see what he's saying, though. I see the connection. You're saying AB's downfall. If this is what you're saying, I'm not sure this is what you're saying. But if this is what you're saying, AB's downfall was because he wanted to be too much like Mayweather. So if Ryan wants to be too much like Canelo, that's going to be his downfall, because ultimately
you can't beat somebody else.
And that's not your game, and you're going to lose when you're trying to utilize that rather than doing what you're good at. If that's the case, then yeah, I agree with that. I absolutely agree with that. Hopefully that doesn't happen to Ryan Garcia. You know what I'm saying? Because that was, in my opinion, that's AB's downfall.
He doesn't fight like Canelo. I don't see him really trying to.
But he just started training with Canelo's. Like, he's only been with Canelo's coach maybe about a year now. So I'm like, over time.
Okay, I see what you're saying.
What's going to happen?
Habits and okay.
Are they going to try and make him fight like him? So I get that. He said exactly. So if AB wanted to be Mayweather and lost, don't you think Ryan's downfall would be something he's not? Yeah, I do agree with that. Yes. If he's too focused on trying to fight like Canelo than trying to basically improve what he's already, or what has already made him successful, then ultimately that will be his downfall, because he fights nothing like Canelo. Canelo's speed is nowhere near Ryan Garcia's. Canelo's power is nowhere near Ryan Garcia's. A lot of you will be like, what? That's disrespectful. Canelo's power is different. Canelo's a shorter fighter. He gets a lot of his power from his legs, from his base. Ryan Garcia has natural power. You see that actually this is something that's not taught when it comes to America. That's more of a European type style where you're standing straight up and you're not really bending your knees to get more power out of it. Ryan Garcia is able to generate power with him literally standing straight up. You know what I'm saying? But it's going to be hard to teach a fighter to ultimately, in the long run, start bending his knees while
low
throwing
key,
that
because
power.
I'm like how he kind of punches, kind of like how Wilder, like they kind of like it's like straight up.
But even Wilder bends his knee because he has that wide stance. So with that wild stance, it makes him get lower and have more of a base. Ryan Garcia has literally natural power because he's literally standing straight up and he's just turning his hip and he throws.
Yeah, that's true. That's true.
When the power is supposed to come from when you bend that knee down a little bit, you get low, and then you throw that hook, and that's where you get the most power. So I'm like, a lot of people, I'm pretty sure, especially his coaches, they're gonna try and Cornell's average, they're gonna try and teach him to maybe throw. Depend on, but some coaches are different. Some coaches like, hey, I already know what you're good at. I already know what your style is. I'm not trying to change your style. I'm just trying to maybe show you a little bit of improvements. So there's that too. It all depends on the coach too. It all depends on the mindset. If he doesn't have the same mindset as Mayweather, or as AB, where it's like I'm trying to be just like Mayweather, and like I'm not trying to, like, I admire Canelo, I look up to him, but I still understand what got me here. You know what I'm saying? You got a whole different beast.
Add to the game, don't change the game.
And the big difference too for AB was his support system around him. You know what I'm saying? Ryan Garcia has a really solid support system.
Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, you got somebody like Canelo, blah, 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 you know.
But not even that, his pops, his brother, like, that's what got him into this shit. That's his brother fights, his pops, you know what I'm saying, got him from the ground up. I'm like, AB support system. I'm like, yeah, he talked about the nigga with the braids, but that's not his real dad.
AB really started boxing because he to avoid the streets too.
But that's different. There's no guidance.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
You just doing this shit. I'm like, there's no one telling you how to do this shit correctly all the time. You just doing this shit to get away from something.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So it's the discipline aspect of it. And you already know, because at 21, I'm like, he's a lot different than how AB was. AB was wilding at that age. So it's like
wilding. Still wilding.
I'm like, I'm almost.
You seen his album? Still Adjusting to Fame? I'm gonna listen to that shit. That shit probably gonna be hard.
He said because he wants to be Canelo, but being like Canelo when you ain't at that level can cost you. Absolutely. Absolutely. And he says, now you getting me. That's what I mean. No disrespect to AB. My bad. It sound like that. Just wanted to make an example to show you my point. No, it didn't sound like no disrespect. Not at all. And I hope it didn't sound like we was trying to like make it seem. Yeah. Because we was just talking at the aspect.
Yeah. I was just saying, like, that's his favorite fighter. So when you mention things, he gonna correct you if you're wrong.
Or maybe just show you a different perspective too. Maybe
that's why nobody's really wrong. You know what I'm saying?
This is all opinionated. You know what I'm saying? I'm in no position to correct anybody. I just wanted to maybe throw something out there if you could see something that may be a little different than what you were seeing before. That's all, brothers. Salute to the people. We've been going for 57 minutes, man. It's a great time. You know what I'm saying? It's getting a little late over on in our boulevard. You know what I'm saying? 11:21. We don't want to stop it too late up in this joint. We're going 51:50. We just want to get up out of here and salute to the people, man. I didn't give nobody no news today, though. I usually give people news, man. Let me see. Hold on. Let me see. I'll do a quick run through. I got to turn the Wi-Fi back on. My shit gonna be going slow. Let's see what's going on in the world today, man. Hopefully, it's gonna be some positivity. Why you make this?
I don't know. Every time I see the news, it'd be less positive.
So, apparently, they're trying to make it seem like the media is trying to make Donald Trump look crazy because he posted on his Twitter. Dr. Stella Emanuel.
Yeah, he co-signed something about some aliens or something.
Well, it's not that. It's just she supports a belief in something that has to do with aliens. And so they're basically trying to discredit Trump because they're saying, well, this lady that you are reposting about hydroxychloroquine, I hope I'm saying that right. Hydroxychloroquine. That's probably wrong, but salute to the people for listening to me. Let's just call it hydroxy. They're saying, how are you going to retweet something like that when she believes in something that has some type of aspect where it comes to aliens? I think it works. Donald Trump defends hydroxy after Twitter deleted video saying it's a COVID cure, backs doctor who blames witchcraft for illness, and then storms out of his briefing. I really don't know what to say about this. This is crazy. You can see it's crazy. He said, talk to us about the news. It's not gonna be too long. We're gonna get up out of here soon. We don't want it to get too late. But we just want to let y'all know maybe something y'all didn't know about what's going on in the world. They're going at Trump Like, why you reposting this crazy woman? She looks like she's probably like an African witchcraft doctor talking about hydroxy works. He says he believes it works. He said he used it himself. Y'all gonna be mad at me because this is what I think. Twitter shut him down. Man, never seen so much kickback on a president ever. People would say Obama, but nah, Obama didn't get that. Trump administration is in talks with Oregon to pull federal troops out of Portland to end months of chaos, as it revealed the city is fining Homeland Security $500 every 15 minutes for the unauthorized courthouse fence. So apparently we have federal troops out in Oregon. Oh yeah, it's Portland, of course. So he's thinking about going out and getting them out of there, unless you guys were wondering. Bill Gates sides with Donald Trump and says schools should reopen in the fall because the benefits of in-person learning outweighs the cost for children. So he says the benefits of going into a classroom and learning from someone who may not give a fuck about their job outweighs the cost of maybe one of them motherfuckers dying. That's what Bill Gates said. Okay, that's crazy.
Bill Gates denied about all the accusations about the pandemic and all the questions about his test trial in October.
Donald Trump claims anarchists and agitators at BLM protests, that's Black Lives Matter protests, are to blame for a significant rise in coronavirus cases in Seattle and Portland. U.S. spies reveal Russian plot to spread chaos with news websites exploding COVID-19, Black Lives Matter protests, and attacking both Joe Biden and Donald Trump. Black Lives Matter protester is arrested and dragged into an unmarked van by plainclothes NYPD officers during another round of clashes between cops and demonstrators in New York. All right, there's some sad news right here. Senior Chicago cop, 57, shoots and kills himself at a detention facility that drew huge crowds of BLM protesters 2 weeks after he was promoted to oversee gang and drug investigation. Man. R.I.P. brother Deputy Chef Dion Boyd.
Rest in peace to that man. That is sad news.
Absolutely. A lot of chaos, man. Florida reports its highest single-day spike in deaths, while infections in Texas surpassed grim 400,000 milestone, despite a plateau in cases across the rest of the country. So they did say that this was a record low when it came to the amount of coronavirus cases for the whole United States. But apparently they're saying some places in the South is having some extensive shit. All right, I'm going to get out of here. I got to wake up early to go to the bank for tomorrow and Thursday, then go to work from 9 to 9. See you on next stream. Salute. It's Snipers, man. Glad to have you here. We're about to get up out of here, too. We just wanted to show you a little bit of news. Before we did, I think that's good for the day, though, man. That's a good way to end. I don't want to get too grim on here because I'm not seeing any good news in this bitch. So, salute to the people, man. We're gonna get up out of here, man. And as always, stay goosey, stay black, and stay alive. Oh my God.